All right, self-direction. Yeah, this for me, this is it. I had an absolute epiphany as a teacher. You know, this is what's needed for me. This is what's needed for education. I don't want to get into the system itself and how to change it in this way, but self-directed learning, you know, meaningful learning and profound personal development. You know, really learning just it just ain't happening unless it's self-directed in some ways. And so yeah, with self-directed learning, the proof is in the pudding, and this is also the acid test of any session I ever do. I am there in the session to enjoy myself, and I expect my student to do the same. And, you know, my students, they want to come back. You know, that's my immediate result. When I take on a new client, my wish is to make a relationship with them where that's the context, enjoyment, also exploration of anything cannot be the initial subject to begin with, and curiosity just generally with anything that we are exploring, that we're looking at. I want, yeah, and through self-direction, I want our young people to find the loves of their lives, you know, meaning not so much people, that as well, meaning their passions, their interests. You know, it's only for me when a young person starts leading on their own development, leading in a subject, actually opening up English or maths, or opening up boxing, or getting into whatever it might be, you know, editing, film editing or filmmaking. It's only through that that you really start to explore and develop yourself and your loves before you enter the working world. So I often frame this window of 14 to 24. That is playtime for me. That is a time when every young person should be exploring their loves and passions. Working very hard in school, those can be the passions, of course, as well. That's what they're meant to be. All the subjects can be that. But anything, self-direction, just developing things, using that time before people traditionally go off and get a job, to really discover what your life contribution could be, what your work could be, your life work. And yet, to me, there is a cost, which is a reason for this great epiphany and leap into self-direction of just playing the game, playing along. I've seen far too many students just ticking the boxes, hoop jumping, and it's empty learning. And it's just, at the end of the day, it's paperwork. I have no idea how much that paperwork is going to be worth in 5 years' time. It's not worth that much now. But so, you know, to me, there is a cost in just not investing, not having someone actually leading their own educational journey, still being managed by mum and dad. You know, it sets people back, and it erodes confidence, and it means that children come out of these years not really knowing what they're about, and they just then have to get a job, and you know, it's nowhere near as pointed as someone who has exposed their own passions and developed them and knows exactly what they're going to do. So yeah, building confidence and maturity to self-develop in all ways. Hobbies are definitely included. You know, to me, they're just as important. Anything that anyone loves and is developing, to me, that's what they should be doing when they're young. And this overflows into self-leadership generally, self-directing your own subjects. Then, you know, you know what it's like to pick something up and to develop it. Then in the working world, you can also just start to develop skills. You know, once you're self-directing, you can do anything. The internet is just an absolute treasure trove of training that you can do, but you have to want it. You have to want to do it, and to be experienced, if you like, in driving your own learning. Yeah, so it leads into world interests and life direction too. And the future is, for me, that the employment future is wide open for people who know what they're about, people who know what makes them tick, who have gone with their loves and their passions, and who've developed them in school and out of school, and who've had that maturity to take it on for themselves. The world is their oyster. The employment world is being reinvented by entrepreneurs, and it's going to continue in that vein. People making positions, work positions that don't even exist now, and the old institutions, you know, fading, many of them.